Hello and welcome to another episode of Realms Edge Gaming. Today we're going to have a look at the Rumour Engine from the 27th of October today and see what we can make of the image itself. So, when I first saw the image, I did think that it looked a lot more like Age of Sigmar rather than 40k. I think it was due to the fact it looked very kind of metallic and almost like a harpoon rather than a sword or like bolter or kind of chainsword or anything like that. It does seem to be metallic. It's got a serrated edge, which would make it hard to remove. And there seems to be a guard down there. It's almost like it's been used for kind of hunting. And this is to prevent the whatever is being hunted from getting any closer. I do think it could possibly be from the new season of Warhammer Underworlds, the Diachasm release, because there are a few factions that are yet to receive warbands that I think might potentially fit with this Rumour Engine. Or it could be something from Broken Realms, something that I'm really looking forward to seeing how that develops. Because on the kind of the blurb, the preamble on the Warhammer community site, it says that this new conflict will touch every corner of the mortal realms and affect every faction. So I think there's a massive hope that a lot of the kind of current races, the current factions, are going to be getting some new units because goodness me, there are quite a few that do need a bit of a kind of refresh of the units they've got available because there isn't a huge amount to choose from. So what I've done is I've kind of broken it down to kind of 4 ideas that I think could potentially fit this Rumour Engine. And what we'll do is we'll take a look. If you could like, subscribe, drop us a comment, see what you think, that would be absolutely amazing. See if you agree with my kind of predictions or ideas, or if you've got any of your own, that would be brilliant to kind of get your perspective on things too. So without further ado, let's take a look at the kind of first idea, the first faction that I think could fit this Rumour Engine. And that is the Umbrenath Deepkin. So it was kind of this image of the Achaian Leviathan that made me really think about this image here from the Rumour Engine. As I said before, that kind of serrated metallic edge, kind of teardrop shape there at the bottom, and I think it really kind of fits. It's very reminiscent of the razor shell harpoon launcher that sits on the back on the howdah here. If you just look up here there, you can see the kind of bolts that it fires are very serrated, and you can almost see that kind of teardrop shape at the bottom. Now, I don't know whether it's going to be kind of something similar to this, or if it's going to be for the Diachasm release, because I do kind of imagine that the Umbrenath will get a warband there, but they are known for hunting animals, particularly sea creatures, from the Ether Sea, but I'm sure that this kind of weaponry would be very befitting in Diachasm, or just on the AOS tabletop, with lots of monsters being kind of prevalent from the different races and factions. So I think potentially it could be something from the Umbrenath faction. I know that they are kind of due a refresh soon with the updated battle tome. We're yet to see any endless spells for them. I know I kind of posted the Vampire Coast prediction Rumour Engine video where there was the crab claw, but feasibly I can see other people's points where they've kind of hypothesized that it could be a release for Umbrenath. We'll have to wait and see though. The next faction I think it could maybe be befitting of is the Ogre tribes. Again, we've got the Frost Lord with the Frost Spear. You can kind of see serrated edges. And, we've recently had a Rumour Engine on the 29th of September, which had the Vulture. And you can see here on the Frost Lord and the Huskard that they have got the Vulture as well. So potentially it could be an Ogre tribes release. I think, if it was to be from them, I don't imagine it would be from Diachasm. They just did have one of the Underworld releases with a hunter already, but you never know, it could be something for the Ogre tribes. Now the next one is the Vampire Coast. It wouldn't be a Realms Edge gaming video without me talking about them, and loads of people on the kind of Facebook comments underneath where, people had put what they thought the Rumour Engine could be about, said, Vampire Coast, Dreadfleet, it's a harpoon gun. And you know what? I would hope nothing more for that to be the case. They did say about the Star Metal harpoon from Vampire Coast, the game, the total Warhammer game. If I'm honest, I don't think it is. I've just taken 1 or 2 stills from the game, and it doesn't look anything like it, in my opinion. You can see it's kind of more ornate. It's got 3 kind of serrated points to it, whereas just going back to the original image, this has got a lot more. Now, I suppose it could be kind of a Vampire Coast nautical faction and just have like a more generic, generalised harpoon type weapon. That would be amazing, but if I'm honest, I don't think it's this exact one, which Luther Harkon spends a lot of time in the game, trying to capture, so he can use it on the monster at the end. The final kind of point faction that I think it could be is the recently kind of rumoured Umbrenath. Now, I recently did a video on the faction, on a possible release of them. I mentioned, recently that Games Workshop did a Warhammer community article where they said that the Cainite Shadow Stalkers would be at home with their kin, the Umbrenath, which was then retracted. They took down the article and replaced it with that they'd be at home with the Daughters of Cain. So the Umbrenath is potentially an upcoming faction, in a similar vein to the Dark Elves from the world that was. And it kind of made me think that potentially this could be something from their faction. Could it be that we'll see the return of the Reaper bolt throwers, and this could be one of the bolts that's thrown from them? I know we've got the Drakespawn chariot already, but perhaps this could be kind of the Umbrenath chariot, and it could be either the kind of spears or kind of bolts on the back of the chariot, or potentially even the scythes on the wheels. But I'd love to hear your opinion. What do you reckon? Do you agree, or do you think the Rumour Engine could be something else entirely? Thanks very much for listening, and we'll definitely speak soon.